Well, good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Nice sunny day out here as I'm squinting into the camera, and I thought I'd come out here. I made up a list of the 6 most important mods that I've done to the truck, the 6 most important or functional mods that I've done to the Tacoma back here. And as you could see in the beginning there's a lot of stuff that I've done to this truck, but there are really 6 things that are functionally most important in my opinion. So we're going to step inside and take a look. And the first one, again, some of these are fairly minor until they come into play, you know. The first thing here, and you have to look down here in between the seats on both sides down here, are these Toyota seat stuffers. Now these are just vinyl foam filled probably seat stuffers that go in between the seat and the center console. These were actually sent to me by a subscriber, Stinger. You're still out there, thanks again, buddy. But man, are they useful. You know, I don't know how many times I've gone through a drive-through or pulled something out of my pocket or whatever, and it falls out. And invariably, it always falls out on this side. You know, whether it's your keys or a French fry or a chicken nugget, whatever it might be. And if you don't have this thing here, it goes down either in between your seat and the center console or underneath the seat. So by the time you get home and you forget about it, you've got food or whatever laying down there underneath the seat, you know, inviting ants and bugs and stuff in, or smelling. Or you're underneath there trying to dig out your keys or some change or whatever it is that you might have dropped. That's the first thing. And by the way, these are in order of least important to what I consider to be most important. So number 1 is are the seat stuffers. Now the second thing is the garage door opener button that I installed over here. Now all this is, and I'll leave a link up top, but all this is a momentary switch, and I drilled through one of these blank switch covers here to put this momentary switch in. Runs to some wires down under here in the back, and the garage door opener itself is up here underneath the footwell. But what that does, and why it's important to me, is it enables me to get rid of some of the clutter up here on the visor, and also some of the noise. I don't think I've ever had one of those garage door opener button things that doesn't make noise. It rattles and it drives me nuts. So by doing this, it's put down in the footwell, it's secured and out of the way, and I don't have to look at it, mess with it, or hear it rattling around. And there is a little bit of a security feature there too. You know, I've heard stories of people that have taken their cars in for service or maybe left them unlocked in a parking lot. Somebody opens the door, grabs that button, and of course you don't realize it until later. Maybe you think you just lost it, I don't know. But now you've given someone access to your home. If you don't remember to change the code when you get a new transmitter to replace the one that was stolen. So a little bit of a security feature there with that as well. Now the next thing, and this might be more for me, I guess, but not really, and that is, I'll have to crawl up in here so I can show you, that is this suction cupped magnetic phone holder. And I'll show you how this works. I love this thing. And by the way, I got this at Walmart for like 15 bucks. And I've had it for probably, man, a couple of years. But all you do, on the back of your case, you guys can see there's this metal plate that glues on. And you can see it's kind of worn from coming in and out of my pocket all the time. And then up here is a magnetic base. And you just stick it on. That's it. It doesn't move around a ton, and it's very easy to use. That way, you always have access to your phone if you need it. It's out of the way. You're not looking around somewhere down here to throw your phone. I always used to hate that because no matter where I put it, it seemed like it would always end up on the ground, either under my feet or in the passenger seat, or it was in the way because I would put it in one of the cup holders and then have nowhere to put the sweet tea that I just picked up at McDonald's. So that is my, let's see, that is my number 3rd. So we're approaching the most important. midway through. That is my number three of the most important, again, starting from the bottom on my list. Next, and this is something that I just had done and I love it, and that is this cushioned center armrest. Again, I'll leave a comment or a link rather at the top of the video there so you can see more detail on it if you want. But I had this done by a fellow named Kylan Brimhall. You can find him in the video that I'll link. But this thing is fantastic. You know, when you're driving around and your elbow is on the side of this thing, man, it's like resting your elbow on a pillow when you're driving. That's how much cushion is in this thing. So forgetting about the aesthetic benefits, again, this is more about useful or functional benefits, this thing is fantastic. I love it. And if you take a lot of long trips, much more comfortable than resting your elbow on that hard OEM center console armrest. Pretty simple to do. Anyway, I'll leave a link up here. You guys can check that out if you're interested in something like that. That is my fourth from the bottom mod that I have either done or had done to the truck. Again, we're going to the most important. The next thing are the Sidesteps. You guys can see them here. I love these things, and in this case for me they actually came on the truck. We didn't have to have them installed, but I know a lot of trucks out there don't come with them these days, so you have to either have the dealer do it, throw it in your deal, or put some on later yourself. But they're very functional. Now I will add to that if you're tall, you know, if you're probably over 6'1", they might be in the way because you can kind of just step in and out of the truck. You don't really need side steps. But I think when you start to get below, I don't know, 5'9", 5'8", 5'7", something like that, they come in very handy. For me, I'm almost at that marginal stage, but since I have lifted the truck, as you guys can see, different tires, it has a 3.2 ready lift on it, they do come in handy for me. All I have to do when I come up here, and if I have had a grab handle, it'd be great, but come up here, step on, and up into the truck. Just makes things a little bit easier. And again, for useful mods, I obviously use them every time I get in and out of the truck. So very useful for me, especially with a lifted truck. Now, this next one, and that would be the second most important. So we're nearing the most important mod to me. So we're going to close the door, get a little more dramatic effect. I should have gotten a little bit darker. I think it's a little bit darker in here now. Hopefully you can still see me. It shouldn't be that dark. But the number one mod for me are tinted windows. You know, I don't know, when you're driving down the road, and especially if it's early in the morning or later in the evening when the sun is rising or setting, it always seemed to be beating in these side windows right in my eyes, you know. And I know a lot of people out there will also tint their front windshield. I've never done that. I don't know what it is, just something psychologically with me about putting something on the front of the window between you and your vision of what's in front. I don't know, it's a weird thing, but it makes a heck of a difference for two reasons. One, like I mentioned, the glare and the sun beating in through those side windows, and two, it keeps your vehicle, in this case my Toyota Tacoma, a bit cooler. You don't have those rays pounding in through the side windows all day long. And I guess there really is a third benefit, and that is protecting the interior by cutting down at least on some of that ultraviolet light that comes through your windows. You might save your interior a little bit as well. Less fading, less cracking of the plastic, things like that. So it does have a couple of functional benefits: your vision and the upkeep of the interior of your truck. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, talk about those things. Those are 6 mods, again, from least important to most important, in my opinion, in my truck, things that I have done. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if I forgot anything. Is there something I'm missing out on that that would make my truck driving experience even more pleasant? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day. Bye.